Yeah, yeah. What's up? What's up? Yeah. How you guys doing? How you guys? Y'all looking good. Y'all looking really good. Y'all looking really good. Welcome to my special Trey Knowles comedy special. Today's special. Yeah, y'all ready for some laughs? You ready for some laughs? Most importantly, are you ready for some knowledge, and are you ready for some wisdom? Yes, knowledge and some wisdom. Yes. This is called Definition of America. Definition of America. Yes, you too. You're looking good. Yes, Definition of America. Definition of America. Yes. Definition of America. Definition of America. Everybody know about my friend Definition? Yeah, my friend Definition. I call my friend Definition because he defines himself as a thug. He wants to be a thug. He's a thug. I'm not just saying he's a thug. He's really a thug. He has thug life written all over his chest. He's a Tupac worshiper. He worships Tupac. He's a Tupac lover. Even his sister is a Tupac lover. She's part of the Bad Girls Club. Y'all seen that reality show, Bad Girls Club? But she has bad, B-I-T-C-H, written all over her chest. She calls herself a bad B-I-T-C-H. This is Definition's family. They define themselves with destruction. Everything that is not right, they won't. And they define themselves with destruction. They want to be a gangster. They want to be a thug. He hates law and order. Definition hates law and order. That's why he calls himself an outlaw, because he hates law and order. He wants to be a drug dealer. So they are Tupac worshipers. They worship Tupac. Definition is atheist. He's antichrist. He's antichrist because he thinks Jesus is a white man's philosophy. He thinks Jesus is a white man's philosophy. I don't know who told him that. Because whoever's telling you that is in the wrong. And it's a penalty. It's a penalty. Whoever's telling you that Jesus is a white man's philosophy, there's going to be a penalty on their head. Why? Because they're telling you lies. They're telling you lies. Jesus is not a white man's philosophy. And it doesn't matter what color Jesus is. Now, who's telling these black people this? You know, Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey is their leader, you know. So what's going on here is that these black folks that's telling you this have unrepented hearts. They don't want to forgive. They don't want to love. And they talk about this black power stuff while they themselves are enslaved by their own entitlements. They enslaved by their own entitlements. So that's why we call them Definition. He's deceived. He defines himself with darkness. He listens to people like what's that song? Black. He listens to those type of people. And that is not positive teaching. That's hatred. They hate me. No. Definition hates me. You know why? He just hates me. You know, he hates knowledge. He hates truth. Definition hates truth. He hates knowledge and hates truth. So he calls me coon. He's like, you're a coon. You're Uncle Tom. You ain't black. I'm not black, definition. Because I don't smoke weed. I got my shirt tucked in. I don't believe in black power. Because I believe in Jesus. Everybody has a friend named Definition, not just me. Definition comes in all colors. They define themselves with destruction. 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 Watch this. My people perish every day for a lack of knowledge because they reject knowledge. Love doesn't delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. Listen to my words. It's like soundproof. Love doesn't delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. Listen to my words. It's like soundproof. Dear friends, since God so loved us, we also ought to love one another. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us, and his love is made complete in us. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as Christ forgave us. Listen to me, never hate anyone. It's okay to be angry, but sin not, and use patience with self-control. Listen to me, and be wise. Open your eyes. Anyone hates his brother can never claim that they love God. Love is very important, so remain in status. If you don't have this, add this. You must always carry out love. Without it, you have nothing. Love is something. Listen to me. Don't love like the way the world loves. Love doesn't delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. Listen to my words. It's like soundproof. Be able to accept or tolerate delays and problems or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. Why? Because love is patient. Be considerate, be compassionate and thoughtful, helpful because love is kind. Do not show a feeling of anger or displeasure about someone or feeling of discontentment and resentful, longing and aroused by someone else's possessions and qualities or luck. Why? Because love doesn't envy. Do you think you're better than someone else? Because love doesn't boast. Love does not boast. Listen to me. Honor your parents. Honor your mama and your daddy. Listen to them. If you don't listen to your mama and daddy, destruction is knocking at your door, son. Love is not prideful. Love covers a multitude of sins. Yes. Love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Love keeps no record of wrongdoing. Forgive one another. Love doesn't delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. Love always protects. Love always trusts. Love always hopes. Love always perseveres, son. Love doesn't delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. Listen to my words like soundproof. Just because you're from the hood doesn't mean you have to act hood. No one's telling you to act in sin. No one's telling you to act in sin. You have self-control. You can say no to ungodliness. For the grace of God has appeared that offers salvation to all people. He teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions and to live self-controlled, upright, and godly lives in this present age while we wait for the blessed hope, the appearing of the glory of our great God and Savior Jesus Christ, who gave himself for us to redeem us from all wickedness and to purify for himself a people that is his very own, eager to do what? Good, not bad, eager to do what? Good. It doesn't matter where you live at. Just because you live in the hood doesn't mean you have to act hood. You can do good. You can say no to ungodliness. Love doesn't delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. Listen to my words. It's like soundproof. Love doesn't delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. Listen to my words. It's like soundproof.
The thing that the police authority don't like exactly what we do or the way we live. We actually don't like the way that we live. But when you're pushed into a way of life, when you're forced into a way of life, how else can you live?
No one is forcing you to live this way. No one is forcing you to act this way. But the grace of God has appeared to all people to give us all salvation. And it has the power. He has power, and it teaches us to say no to ungodliness. It teaches us to say no to sin. It teaches us to say no to sin. So no one is making you to live that way. No one is making you act this way. So it's me and definition. It's me and definition. And we are working at the wear and tear house. Wear and tear house. You guys know what wear and tear house is? Wear and tear house is a warehouse. And we work in the warehouse. Anybody work in a warehouse? Work in a warehouse? You work in a warehouse? A lot of people work in a warehouse. You work for Amazon warehouse. Okay, you're making pretty good money, So we work in a warehouse for $9 an hour, man. We call it wear and tear house because we on our feet for 10 hours. We on our feet for 10 hours with no air conditioning. Anybody work in a warehouse with no air conditioning? So we sweating. A wear and tear house is so bad that we got that everyone is singing Negro spiritual songs. We singing Negro spiritual songs. We can't wait to go home. It's so bad. We 10-hour shifts, and it's the month of November, so it gets dark early. So we singing Negro spiritual songs. We singing, I'll be so glad when the sun goes down.
I'll be so glad.
I'll be so glad when the sun goes down. I'm not sleepy, but I'm ready to go lay down. And this is how bad the wear and tear house is. It breaks us down. It breaks us down. I got to see a massage therapist 20 times a month. Don't put me in the same category as Deshaun Watson. I'm not Deshaun Watson. I just told you I make $9 an hour. Massage therapy is my wife. My wife. Warehouse, man. Warehouse work breaks you down, man. Breaks you down. You work 10-hour shifts. And when you get your check, you upset. Because Uncle Sam took most of it. You pay your bills. And you don't know what to do after that. You pay your bills is all paid. You don't know what to do. Some people grab a beer. You grab a beer. You relax on your broken down chair because we make $9 an hour. We have a broken down chair. We try to watch football in a broken down chair because we make $9 an hour. And some people drinking their beers. Some men don't even go home. Man, you got to go home. You can't just stay at work. I know your wife is not getting on your nerves that much that you gotta do some extra overtime. You gotta spend time with your family. You gotta spend time with your family. I know it's hard working in a warehouse, a wear and tear house. It's hard. It's hard. So me and Definition, we working in the wear and tear house. And Definition's mad at me now. Definition's mad. He's mad. He's mad. Because I got Definition fired. Yeah, I got Definition fired. I had him fired. And I'm not even a manager. I'm not the manager, but he had to get fired. Definition had to get fired. I'm gonna tell you what happened. And this is why I got Definition fired. Let me tell you why. I'll tell you the story, how I got Definition fired. So it's 10 o'clock. We at the wear and tear house. And at 10 o'clock is our break time. So break time, we have a 15-minute break. Some people go outside and smoke a cigarette. And this time, definition, he didn't go outside and smoke a black amount. He smokes black amounts. It makes your gums black. So my white friend Nick comes into the lounge. He's like, "What's up, niggas?" I give him a high five. He says, "Oh, what's up, niggas?" Definition didn't like it. I don't understand why he didn't like it, because it's not like he never heard the word nigga. So he goes to the manager. Definition goes to the manager. And he tells the manager that my white friend Nick used the N-word, called him a nigga, and had my white friend fired. Now, I love all people, man. I love all people. I don't care what color you are. I'll just love you, I was upset. He got my white friend fired. My white friend has a family. He got him fired, My white friend, he's been there for a long time. He been at the wear and tear house for a long time. So he's making $12 an hour. He's making $12 an hour. While me and definition make $9 an hour. But that was my friend. That's my friend. He had him fired. He has a family. And so the next day, we're on our break again. It's 10 o'clock. And definition comes in, the lounge. And he says to me, "What's up, nigga? What's up, nigga? I had Nick fired, nigga." So I go and tell my manager that definition calls me a nigga. And my manager looks at me. He says, "You want me to fire definition?" But he didn't call him definition. He called him by his real name, Tyrone. "You want me to fire Tyrone?" I'm like, "Yes." He called me a nigger. I'm offended. He called me a nigger, and I'm offended. So he fires definition on the spot, calling me a nigger. Definition's upset because the wear and tear house was his first job. He's upset. He's upset with me because I had him fired. And I remember what my mama told me. She said, "Do unto others as you want them to do unto you." So definition is upset. He's cursing me out. He said, "Why you had me fired? You a sellout. You a sellout." I'm like, "Because you called me nigga." "I thought you was my nigga." Here you go. You calling me a nigga again. Then you had my friend Nick fired for calling you a nigga. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. So definition's upset with me. He's upset with me. He's upset with me. Because he defines himself as a nigga. I don't define myself as a nigga. Because I'm not a nigga. That's why we call him definition, because he defines himself with words of destruction. Words of destruction. Some of you guys know a definition. I know that I'm not the only person that has a friend, or had a friend, or know someone named definition. I think it's retarded, man. It's retarded. It's retarded. And I'm gonna tell you why the word niggas are retarded. And people that get offended at the word nigga is retarded. Because you're around your black friends all day long. Black people's calling each other niggas all day long. No one's offended. As soon as you get around another race, all of a sudden, it's like you never heard the word nigga. And you are offended. This is retarded. You know, it's retarded. It's almost like a person having a seizure. You know, you want to see a black person have a seizure? Let another race call him a nigga. Nigga, 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 nigga. They're having a seizure. And when they get around their own people, they call each other nigga. They're like, nigga, 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 nigga. And they're not offended. But when a white person comes around, Another race comes around and they use the word nigga. Here comes that seizure. Nigga! Nigga! I'm offended. I'm offended. I'm offended. You call me nigga. I'm suing you. You're a racist. You call me nigga. I'm offended. When they go with their black friends, he calls them nigga. What's up, nigga? Nigga, nigga, nigga. It's all retarded, man. It's funny. It's funny. I don't get it. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny, 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 funny. Y'all want to see a black person have a seizure, just call them nigga. If you're another race, you want to see a black person have a seizure, call them nigga. It's funny as I don't know what. It's funny. You're not racist by calling another black person a nigga. You're not racist, right? If black people is calling each other nigga and they're not offended by it, and you call them nigga and they're offended by it, something's wrong with that. That's just retarded. It's just an oxymoron, you know? It's like calling somebody retarded, right? That's offensive to call me retarded, right? But when another retarded person calls another retarded person, it's okay. What's up, retarded? What's up, retarded? Oh, retarded. What's up, retarded? You are mad because I called you retarded? But you're not mad because... Oh, he's okay because he's retarded. He understands me because we're both retarded. You can't call me retarded because you're not retarded. I find that offensive. Why are you calling it offensive? Because I don't see myself retarded. I don't see myself as a retarded. I'm not retarded. And it's the same thing. I don't see myself as a N-word. So that's why I got you fired, definition. Because I don't see myself as an N-word. People don't like correction, man. People don't like correction. People getting offended. I'm offended. Trey used the word retarded. I'm offended. I got to make myself clear. I'm not talking about retarded people. I use the word retarded as an analogy. People get offended. You got to make yourself clear. People don't like correction. They don't want to be corrected. They don't want to be corrected. If Jesus walked on earth today, if he was on earth today, and he called you a dog, people would be trying to sue Jesus Christ. They would be trying to sue Jesus. Jesus offended me. He called me a dog. If Jesus called me a dog, I'll be like, even dogs eat their master's scraps. Yeah, even dogs eat their master's scraps. People don't like correction. Correction, you need correction. You hate correction, you hate salvation. You hate correction, you hate salvation. You offended about that? Then go to hell. Then go to hell. Then go to hell. People hate correction. They hate correction. They hate correction. I'm offended. You used the word retarded. He said the N-word. And all the Christian people. That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. Jesus will never call me a dog. You're not reading the gospel. You're not reading the gospel then. It's in the scriptures. It's in the scriptures. It's in the scriptures. Gain wisdom. I'm going to break it down to you, my sons, as I was lost when I was young. Trey Knowles, Ethan and Evan. Listen, my son, to a father's instruction. Pay attention. You gain understanding. I give you sound learning, so do not forsake my teaching. For I too was a son to my father, still tender, cherished by my mama. You can say I was a mama's boy. Oh yeah. And then my father taught me. He said to me, take hold of my words with your heart. Keep my commands, and you will live. Gain wisdom, and get understanding. Do not forget my words, or turn away from me. Do not forsake my wisdom, and she will protect you. Love her, and she will watch over you. That's Jesus Christ. That's right. Beginning of wisdom is this. Gain wisdom. At any cost. Gain wisdom. It might cost you everything, but get understanding. Cherish her. And she will exalt you. Embrace her, and she will honor you. She will give you grace, and she will give you love. She will present you with a glorious crown of righteousness. Listen to my words. Accept what I have to say. And the years of your life will be many. I instruct you in the way of wisdom. Lead you along the straight path of righteousness. Gain wisdom. At any cost, get understanding. When you walk, your steps will not trip. And when you run, you will not stumble. Hold on to my instructions. Do not let it go. Guard it well, for it is your life. Do not set foot on the path of wickedness, or walk in the ways of evildoers. See to it. Avoid it. And do not travel on it. Turn away from evilness and go your way. For they cannot rest until they do what is evil. They are robbed of sleep until they make someone stumble. They eat the bread of wickedness and they drink the wine of violence. The path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining every bright to the full light of day. But the way of the wicked is like a deep darkness. They do not know what makes them stumble. So stay humble. Listen to my words, son, and pay attention. What I got to say. Gain wisdom. At any cost, get understanding. Gain wisdom. At any cost, get understanding. Turn your ears to my words and don't let them out of your sight. Keep them within your heart. My words is life to those who find it. Guard your heart. Everything you do flows from it. Keep your mouth on a tight grip. Keep corrupt talk away from your lips. Always look straight ahead. Keep your eyes on Jesus Christ. And don't turn away from it. Listen, my son, to a father's instruction. Pay attention and gain understanding. The beginning of wisdom is this. Gain wisdom. At any cost, get understanding. Gain wisdom. Get understanding. Listen to my instructions, my son. Gain wisdom. Amen. And so I'm doing this comedy special. I'm not apologizing for nothing. I'm not apologizing for nothing. I'm not apologizing for nothing. I mean what I say and I say what I mean. I'm not apologizing for nothing. You get offended, you get offended. I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because it is a reflection. It is a reflection. You know, that's why this special is called Definition of America. Definition of America. If you're offended, it's because you define yourself as something. You define yourself as something. It's like a reflection. It's a reflection. It's shining on you. It's shining on you. And it's hitting your conscience. It's hitting your conscience and you're mad. You're mad. Because you said, I don't want to be like this anymore. I don't want to be like this. So you're mad. You ain't mad at me. You ain't mad at me. You're mad at yourself, so you fight. You're fighting. Flesh versus spirit, spirit versus flesh. You have this fight within yourself. So you're mad. I'm offended. No. Yeah, you might be offended, but that's the fight that's within you. So you fight it amongst yourself because part of you don't want to be this way. The other part of you says, no, I want to stay the same. I don't want to change because you hate correction. So if you hate correction, you hate salvation. So go to hell. You hate salvation, go to hell. Go to hell. That's where you're going to go if you hate salvation. If you want change, listen to knowledge. You want knowledge. You want wisdom. Jesus Christ is wisdom. Listen to him. Accept salvation. You're offended, that means you define yourself. You define yourself. You definition, you define yourself. Define yourself as something that is not right. Something that's not right. So I'm not apologizing. I'm not apologizing, America. I'm not apologizing. This is my comedy special. You came to my house. So this is my house. You don't like what I have to say? Turn the channel. Turn the channel. I don't want to see nobody say, I'm suing you. I'm offended. I'm offended. I'm offended. Here come those seizures. I'm offended. The seizures, man. Seizures. People be having seizures. You know. So definition, man. Definition. The reason why I kick with definition, because I try to relate to definition. You know, he was a drug baby. I was a drug baby, man. I was a drug baby. Yeah, I was a drug baby. You know, it don't seem like I was a drug baby, but I was a drug baby. My mama was pregnant. She was using drugs, and you know, don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me. I pooped it out. I almost died when I was a baby. Though. I almost died. You know, my mama was using drugs, and I'm in her womb. You know, and I made a bowel movement. I'm in my mama's womb. I made a bowel movement, and it was just floating. It was floating. You know, looked like a marijuana Twinkie. What you call it, a marijuana cupcake or something, you know. And I'm looking at it, it looked like a Milky Way. It was all black, you know. So, you know, I pooped it out, and I'm eating my own poop. And so I'm eating my poop. So I almost died by eating my own poop. And so, like I said, don't feel sorry for me. I was a drug baby. Don't feel sorry for me because I was born in an ambulance, and the paramedics helped me to spit up that poop. The paramedics was upset with me because I had poop all over them. Poop. I pooped all that stuff up, all that marijuana Twinkies and all that drugs and stuff like that. You know, so I can relate to, I can relate to definition because I was a drug baby too. I was a drug baby. Drug baby. The only difference is that I pooped up the drugs. And I was in my mother's womb, I pooped up the drugs. But the history of definition, goes way back from the 1800s here in America. It goes all the way back to the 1800s. You know, the great-great-grandfather was a slave, and he had no education. 1930. My great-grandfather had no education. My daddy had no education. They worked on the plantation. They worked picking cotton. So no foundation, no education. Until we get to 1960s. We get to 1960s. My father had no education. His father before that, they had no education. No foundation, no education, couldn't read, couldn't spell. So we get to definition. Couldn't read and spell, no definition, no foundation. Don't know what love is. They don't understand God. Why do they don't understand God? Because there was no foundation. They were slaves. So where are they going to learn about God? The person that's teaching them about God was putting them in slavery. You know, putting them in slavery, treating them ill, mistreating them. Didn't teach them anything. Didn't teach them how to read or write. So they had no foundation. And so when you have no education at all, your kids ain't gonna have education because you have no education, you have no foundation, you don't know nothing, you're free, right? You're free. Only thing that you know is working in the fields, picking cotton. I don't know nothing else. Nothing else. Can't read or can't write. What I'm going to do. Can't read or can't write. What I'm going to do. Where I'm going to get a job, I can't read and write. All I know is picking cotton. It's the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s. I don't know nothing. How am I going to survive? How am I going to survive? Everything that you see in your own community is wrong. It's wrong because they don't know nothing. You see pimps. You're like, that brother's driving a nice car. I want to be just like that brother. The brother got it going on. But what that brother is doing is wrong to get what he has. You want what that brother has. You want that nice car. So now you want to be a pimp. Then I don't know nothing about drugs. I don't know nothing about drugs. For somehow I get out of slavery. I get from picking cotton to selling drugs. Now, drugs I don't know nothing about. All they say is sell these drugs and I can make some money. Get my brother or sister hooked to these drugs and I can make some money. I can take care of my own family by selling drugs. I can't read and write. I don't know nothing else. My mama had no education. My daddy had no education. They went to school. They up to the 3rd, 4th grade. And they picking cotton. And so I'm selling drugs. To try to feed my family. It's wrong. But they didn't tell me that such and such is going to drop dead. I didn't know I was destroying my own people by selling these drugs. What am I going to do with myself? I don't know nothing. All I see is darkness. This must be me. This is all I know. This must be me. This is all I know. I don't know what love is. I don't know who I am. Because my father was working on a plantation. Well, he didn't have no education. So I get to this generation, I don't know who I am. I see survival. I see he's a pimp. He's a drug dealer. That's all I see. He's making a lot of money. That's all I see. He looks like me. You think I want to be a thug? You think I want to be a gangster? Like this. There's no foundation. My mom was a drug addict. My daddy was a drug addict. They had no foundation. They didn't even know the drugs was going to kill them. He's living this wild life because they don't know nothing. They can't read, they can't write. They can't read and write. So that's how we got to definition, man. Definition. So I can relate to definition, man, because I was a drug baby too. The only difference is I didn't like the way it tastes. So I pooped it out. Pooped it out. So I'm gonna be a clean baby. I want to be a clean baby. I want to be a clean baby. So I pooped it out. I pooped it on the paramedic. Paramedic was funny though because paramedic started eating my poop. Right? He was eating my poop. You know, like he smelled like weed. He was just licking it. He was licking it. He was high. He was high. My own paramedic was high off my own poop. I'm like, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. You got my paramedic high. Got my that was my first introduction to meeting a drug dealer, man. I'm like, I would never use drugs. I would never sell drugs. And I never used drugs in my life. Never used drugs in my life. You know why? Definition? Because I ain't black. I ain't black. I ain't black. So this is how we get to definition of America. Definition of America. So this is how we get to definition of America. And so we are born into sin. Born into sin. It ain't your mama's fault. It's not your daddy's fault. It's only your fault when you reject wisdom. You reject knowledge. You reject wisdom. Then it's your fault. You got to know who you are in God, because if you don't know who you are in God, you will be lost. Because the world is lost. And so, because the world is lost, you're defining yourself with lost words. Your actions are lost. Your titles definitely lost. You want to be what is lost. There's a devil out there that wants to expose you to destruction. And so when the devil exposes you to destruction, a lot of times you don't even know that you're getting exposed to destruction. 1960s. Drugs. Walking out of slavery. You're free. How are you going to survive? Can't read, can't write. Now you're exposed to drugs. You're exposed to guns. You're exposed to everything that has to do with destruction. You know you need money to survive. Whatever is easy, you want it. You want it. You want it. Why? You don't know who you are. And the devil exposed you with something that is not good at all. He just exposed you to destruction, and you like it and you want it. I was kings and queens in Egypt. I had gold and silver. So you're working very hard to get what's inside the pyramid. What's inside the pyramid in Egypt. America's built on slavery. But you're no longer slaves. You're only slaves when you allow yourself to be a slave. And so it all depends on what you want. What you want is putting you in slavery. What you want is putting you in slavery.
I can feel my heart beating to the rhythm of a freedom drum. I can feel my heart beating to the rhythm of a freedom drum.
Truthful knowledge. If I didn't give you this wisdom and this knowledge, it would be selfish of me. It was passed on to me, so I'm going to pass it on to you also. It is freedom that Christ has set us free. Now stand firm and do not let yourself be a burden again by the yoke of slavery. The only thing that counts is faith, expressing itself through love. You, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free, but do not use your freedom to do sinful acts. Don't use your freedom to do what is evil. Rather, serve one another humbly in love. For the whole entire law is fulfilled in keeping this one command: love your neighbor as yourself. If you fight and devour each other, watch out, for you will be destroyed by each other. So I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. You would not do what is evil. For good, hate what is evil. Evil, hate what is bad. They in conflict with one another. So you won't do whatever you want. Now the acts of the flesh is obvious: sexual immorality, impurity, debauchery, witchcraft, hatred, jealousy, discord, fits of rage, selfish ambitions, envy, drunkenness, orgies, murder, theft, and all these, any other thing that's just like it. It's sinful. That's the acts of the flesh. Don't live like that. I warn you, as I did before, that those who live like this would not inherit the kingdom of heaven. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. Those who belong to Christ Jesus has crucified the flesh with its passions and desires. And since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit. Let us not become conceited, provoking, and envying each other. Let us live in the Spirit. Let us live free in Christ Jesus. Now, brothers and sisters, go your way and live free in Christ Jesus. I'm your brother, Truth and Knowledge. Have a good day.
To the beat in you, we can shine our lights on through.
And so, definition gives me a call to apologize to me. He says to me, I'm sorry, Trey, for treating you wrong, calling you coon, calling you Uncle Tom. I didn't know who I was. And I'm getting excited for definition because he's finally know who he is. I think until I find out that he joined the Nation of Islam. So definition tells me he joined the Nation of Islam. I'm like, oh man, why? Why? I'm like, why definition? And definition's like, I thought you'd be happy for me. I finally know who I am. I'm like, no, you don't. If you knew who you are, you would not join the Nation of Islam. Nation of Islam's the devil, man. And definition is getting all upset. It's like, why are you calling the Nation of Islam the devil? Where are the headquarters at? He's like, I'm in Chicago. The Nation of Islam headquarters right here in Chicago. I'm like, I'm gonna write you a letter, man. I want to write you a letter. I want to know who. I want to tell you who you are in God. I want to write you a letter. What's your zip code? He tells him the zip code 60606. I'm like, that's 666. That's the devil. That's the devil. That's your headquarters. That's the devil. Nation of Islam is in Chicago. That's the devil. And I try to scare him out, the Nation of Islam. And so definition left the Nation of Islam because I met him who he was in God, and he's seen himself. And he's seen himself. He sees himself. He sees himself as God sees him. And he's no longer a Nation of Islam. He has been converted to Jesus Christ because he sees himself the way God sees him. He knows who he is. He's not going to listen to any devils. No devils with zip code 60606. He's reading the word for himself, the word of God. He's building up a foundation that he didn't have before. Now, he's able to build that foundation for his children. He is no longer America's definition. He's no longer definition of America. I'm Trey Knowles, and I'm out. Thank you. We go pick up our other friend. My other friend got issues, man. He got issues. He's African American. and he has issues. He's confused, right? He's atheist, and he's a Tupac worshiper, right? And he calls himself a thug. He's a thug, you know. I'm not just saying he's a thug. He calls himself a thug. That's why we call him definement, right? We call him definition, right? Right? Because he defines himself. He has thug life written all over his chest, right? I'm a thug. But he's cool. He's cool, so we hang out with him, right? We hang out with him. So we decided to go to the beach. We decided to go to the beach in California, Southern California. So we go into the beach, you know, try to see if they have a pickup game, play some basketball, you know. So, you know, we at the beach, we're getting ready to take our shirts off, right? We take our shirts off, Shane takes his shirt off, you know, and I take my shirt off, and definition, right? Definition takes his shirt off, and there's problems. I swear, there's problems. White folks are just looking and laughing at him, right? And there's one lady's like, look at that thug. And all the other guys on the basketball court was black. And they get upset because they think it's racism. They're like, hold up. Right? Because these black guys is about to get pissed at these white folks, right? And it's like there's going to be some crap that's about to happen. I'm like, no, it's not racism. Right? And he's like, what do you mean? What do you mean it's not racism? What do you mean? You a coon. They're calling me a coon. Right? Because they thinking I'm taking up for the white folks, calling that my black friend a thug. I'm like, no, it's not racism. He has it written on his chest. Thug life. He has it written on his chest, thug life. You can't get upset. He is a thug. Definition. That's why we call him definition, man. He's a Tupac lover. He's a thug life. He says he want to be a thug. Right? And that day I felt sorry for definition. Right? Because no one wanted to play basketball with him anymore. No one wanted to hang out with him anymore. They're like, you're a disgrace to black folks. Definition, you're a disgrace to black folks.